Good morning, Paula. We're here for our Thursday talk. We totally bit off way more than we normally would chew on these quick Facebook lives, but I'm really excited to get into this topic because I kind of nerded out this morning. It's like I'm making some lists of like the foods and the herbs and the oils and what all do we need to be doing for this internal approach to our skin health. Last week we talked about what we can use topically, how to make our own potions and lotions, but how do we start from the inside out? What do you think of this topic that we bit off for this week?
Oh, this is the secret. This is really the big secret to health because our skin is just a little alarm to let us know something's not right. Something is going wrong on the inside, but commonly we've always been taught, oh, if something's happening on our skin, it must be something on the outside.
Yeah.
So diving to the other and getting into the causes, not just dealing with the symptom of the rash or the problem, really helps solve this for the long term or help us discover what are the triggers that are making some of these things happen. So yeah, I am all in on this topic as well. This lights me up.
Yeah. Our skin, the largest organ of the body, how do we feed it? How do we feed it? It doesn't have a mouth. We can put things on topically. It has pores. It takes things in. It's a protective barrier for everything else that happens in our body, from our bones, tissues, muscles, everything. But how do we feed our skin? Let's jump into, we'll start with foods, like the foods, fruits, vegetables, kind of meats, and go in that direction. Do you have any favorite fruits? Let's start with fruits. Any favorite fruits for you for skin health?
For me, I know sugar affects the health of my skin, so I want things that are a little bit lower in sugar. So I tend to go with berries, and especially at this time of year in Minnesota, strawberries are just really popular right now. They're in season. The blueberries are becoming more prevalent in another month as well. So the berries are usually my go-to. And apples are another great love because they have that good fiber as well as so many other nutrients too, right?
Yeah, I look to citrus a lot because citrus is high in beta carotene. And so we know that vitamin C works like an antioxidant and it helps us with, I said we'd save supplements to the end, but man, I just can't even control myself. I pull it right out of there. But yeah, so I go to citrus. And then the other one for me is watermelon. Watermelon is nature's electrolyte balancer. And so we can eat the watermelon, we can juice the watermelon with a little bit of lime in it. And so it's kind of a 1-2 punch electrolyte vitamin C cocktail. And, when it's in season, why not? We can choose foods for our health. And so the other ones that I wrote down were lemons, mango, and papaya, but they're higher in sugar, but they do have an affinity for skin. I don't eat them based on where I live. They don't. Yeah, it's like periodically I will, but they're really high in sugar, but they are listed. And then pomegranate, when I lived in Nevada, I had a friend had a pomegranate tree and he hated pomegranates. So we would always trade. I had peaches and apricots and he had pomegranates, and I would juice pomegranates and make a mess all the time. But I love pomegranate juice, 1 ounce a day. Studies show, great effects for our blood, our skin, and overall health with that one. And then berries is the other one that I wrote down. So yeah.
Right. And one of the biggest keys is drinking, hydrating, getting enough water in our skin. You can see when you're dehydrated, your skin isn't as great.
Yeah.
And we're not flushing things through our body systems when we're not hydrated. So yeah, adding those fruits to water just to make water more exciting if we're, having a hard time with the plain water. But even just adding cucumbers or eating cucumbers, they have a lot of hydration as well. So, and like you mentioned, watermelon, some of those watery fruits and vegetables, jicama, there's water in them as well. But if we make our water exciting with fruits and vegetables, we tend to drink a little bit more, especially when we're trying to get our kids or our family members to incorporate more. That comes through in your skin as well.
Vegetables, you mentioned cucumbers, any of your high water content. So cucumbers celery, spinach, kale, broccoli, all of your greens. We know that greens help, again, that antioxidant activity, giving the body the nutrients it needs to develop healthy cells. That comes from our greens. Greens are also really high in B vitamins. So how do we put in the greens? Other things that I made a note of were red and yellow bell peppers, pumpkins, and tomatoes in the vegetable family. Those are kind of the ones that I wrote down. Avocado was another one, high in fat content, because our body, we secrete both fat and we secrete both water and oil from our skin. I don't know if you've ever felt yourself when you're sweating, but sometimes it can feel oily because we can secrete both. And so as we're coming into the summer months, make sure that we're getting a healthy dose of water, but also a healthy dose of fat. And that can come in the form of avocados, coconut oil, and the fish that we choose to eat during the summer months, sardines and salmon and cod liver oil. If you're not getting your omega-3s, I would bring in maybe some chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds for some of those omega-3 oils. So besides water, we also want to get those fats in there. What other fruits and vegetables do you kind of go to, especially during the summer months when our skin gets overtaxed from the heat and the sweat and the sun?
Yeah, I love all the greens, the broccoli, the cucumber. And as far as healthy fats, I love avocado. I have at least half avocado every day. Pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds are also my common go-tos for that as well. But just getting a variety, I think part of my enjoyment with food is that it needs to be beautiful as well. So when we can get all the different colors, eat the rainbow, not the Skittles bag, but eat the rainbow of real vegetables, we're getting the variety of those phytonutrients into our system. Again, that's what makes our skin have that wonderful radiant glow from the inside out, right?
Yeah. We talked about fruits, vegetables, our lettuces and our seeds. I'm going to shift that into herbs, because herbs are, leafy, green, and seeds. So we'll do herbs next, and then we'll cover oils. Some of the herbs that I wrote down are coriander seeds and fennel, which help with digestion. We're going to talk about why our digestion is important to our skin here in a second. But coriander, fennel, ginger, turmeric, cumin, cinnamon, bay leaves, and cardamom. Those are kind of the herbs that I chose for that gut health, because we're seeing a direct connection not only between our gut and our brain, but our gut, brain, and skin. The skin is part of that access for good health. And so our skin, things showing up on our skin can be indicators of what's happening what's going on the inside, whether it's with our gut, our digestion, or our liver. Sometimes our liver, which processes certain types of emotions, anger being the number one, when our liver is stressed, not that there's anything wrong or you need a transplant or anything. We're not talking about, major things, but liver needs love when our skin has bumps on it. When our skin starts to show irritation and rash, we want to start to feed the liver. So another one there would be sauerkraut, apple cider vinegar that have those natural probiotics or enzymes in them, and parsley. Parsley is another one. Those are kind of my three. I eat sauerkraut, tablespoon pretty much every day, apple cider vinegar in everything for dressing over vegetables, and then parsley, I put it on everything. So I'm always supporting my gut health with those types of herbs. You get to do the oils. Let's talk about oils for gut health.
Yeah, so many great ways to support our body. And I think the key is starting to learn to listen to your body. Easily to identify, you've heard people do the food elimination diets, where they eliminate all the foods and then they start to slowly introduce stuff so that they can really have this one-to-one connection with, okay, I'm only changing one variable. This one variable is causing a reaction in my body. Otherwise, we're eating a lot of things, we're changing a lot of things each week, and we're like, is that the one that caused the rash? Is that the one that caused the stomach upset? And figuring out what those pieces are. So even as you're looking at where and what causes the skin issues, journaling that, keeping track of the oils, the herbs, the foods, the supplements that you're ingesting. So you can kind of find a pattern if you're not doing that elimination type of diet. But essential oils for helping digest foods and helping our bodies process it. I love our Digest blend of it, peppermint. You mentioned some of the other great ones, fennel, all of those that are in that blend. Super helpful for the body as we're experiencing these woes of, oh, my tummy is not happy. The other thing that affects our skin is also stress.
Ooh, but I want to touch a little bit longer on oils.
Oh yeah,
yeah, just a couple more I'll throw in there. She talked about the blend. Many of the like herbs that I mentioned for gut health also have an oil component to it. They also have the match. If you can't do ginger, think about going to ginger essential oil or cinnamon essential oil, coriander essential oil, cardamom have essential oils. Additional ones that I like to use that are calming and soothing to the intestines, to the inside our body, are things like lavender and chamomile. Thyme, lavender and chamomile are calming and soothing. Thyme, there are herbalists that say that's the pimple cure. Like thyme tea or thyme topically will help to heal up those blemishes that start to pop out. Thyme is a great remedy, tea remedy. It's my go-to for colds and flus. When I feel something coming on, opens up my sinuses, gets circulation moving, and then peppermint and rosemary. Thyme, peppermint, rosemary, I kind of use in conjunction together. Not maybe the same taste at the same time, but a series of those throughout the day, a drop in your hot water with a little bit of antibacterial honey. So now we're feeding the inside of our body with herbs, oils, foods, and then collagen. As we get into supplements, we should talk about where our collagen comes from. What are the meat products or protein sources that we need to use to feed our skin with? Is that where you were going? I'm not sure where you were going, but I just wanted to kind of finish off that essential oil piece of it.
Yeah, figuring out, not just what we're putting in our body, but what we're avoiding putting in our body that has those reactions, right? A lot of the processed foods, a lot of the more sugary, basically your junk food, your fried food, like all of that causes more distress in our gut. And then that's going to come out in our skin as well. I mean, most of us know is from teenage on, greasy fried food, more acne breakout as a teenager, right? That's the food that we went to, the convenience foods. It has a cause and an effect that we can easily see on our skin. But we kind of forget about it once we get past that puberty stage and we have less breakout, but there's still stuff going on with our skin all throughout our life. Whenever we put these types of things in our body has to find a way to get it out, whether it's through our organs and our bowels, or if it's through our skin, our body just needs to release it in one way or another, right?
Yes, exactly. And the best way to do that is to, not worry about releasing it, but what you put in. I try to focus on the good that goes in, and the past is the past. Have no regrets. You did what you did when you were a kid, but now let's be better. Let's be better. What's the word I want to use? I don't know.
Better stewards of
our body.
Right?
That's the word. Better steward. You know what I was going for. Let's be better stewards of our body and our families, our kids. What are we putting in it? So I want to talk about the collagen sources. Collagen, we talk about it, and I have wrinkles. What do I do for it? And there's this huge collagen craze. Every health food store, every network marketing company has some sort of a collagen that they're promoting right now. As we have a large baby boomer population, and they're trying to hang on to their youth, and that youth comes from a lifetime of supporting our body with health and nutrition. So don't try to fix it at the end, fix it all the time. And we can do that with the food. So, beef, chicken and pork are really our primary sources for most of us for collagen, but we have other options now. We do have these liquids or elixirs or powders that we can use. I know Young Living makes a great collagen powder. They have proteins as well, a great protein powder. So looking at what are you using? Is it clean? Is it organic? Is it fed antibiotics or, hormones? Because when the animal or the supplement has that in it, we get it in us. And as Paula mentioned, we have to eliminate those things. We have to get those things out of our body. So if we start with good quality products beforehand, we're reducing the stress on our body on how we can eliminate those things. So look at your collagen intake. Where's it coming from? What sources are you using? And you kind of talked about, elimination a little bit. And where were we going next? I don't know. Sometimes I get off in my own track, my own thoughts here.
Well, even just the food that you're ingesting, whether it's processed food or whether it's good nutrition food, depending on the choices you make each day, when we have enough enzymes in our body that can help digest that food, process that food, eliminate that food, that's also going to help our skin. The probiotic choices that we choose of fermented foods, or that we can supplement with a good probiotic that has a lot of cultures in it, that gives our gut that variety. That gut balance is also going to appear as glowing, clear skin as well. So absolutely, the gut and skin definitely connected. The brain, the emotions, and our skin also all connected. You see people that are under great stress react with more blemish, more rashes, more irritation. So taking care of not just our physical body, but our emotional and spiritual self too, so that we can take time every day to do those breathing exercises, breathe in the calming essential oils, take time to meditate, get out in nature, use the things that help calm us multiple times a day. It's not just a once a week or once a month massage, right? It can be 5 minutes, 2 minutes, breathing, all those things throughout our day, and paying attention to the signs that show up on our skin are kind of the alarms that we talked about at the beginning. Something's going on. I need to figure it out. I need to eliminate the things that are causing these flare-ups. But as you pointed out earlier, Lisa, it's maintaining this. It's taking care of our bodies and being proactive to prevent the problems, to prevent the skin damage, the irritations, and all the things, by really nourishing our bodies, our minds, and our spirits all together.
The stressor, that was the word I was trying to think of when I said, where are we going with it? Stress. You had mentioned stress. And so like our skin gets under stress when our body gets under stress. Like our gut walls, the skin also is highly permeable, and it can manifest symptoms of inflammation and toxicity on the surface of the body. A lot of that can be connected to something called leaky gut, which I'm sure many of you have heard of. Leaky gut can create autoimmune responses, breakouts, rashes, things that show up on the top of the skin. So what do we put inside to address that leaky gut? Oftentimes we call it a friendly or good bacteria. That's a probiotic, as Paula mentioned. Probiotics help to keep normal, healthy balance within our guts. Think of it like neighborhoods. Within our gut, we have all these neighborhoods, and they're different kinds of probiotics. Different probiotics support different functions within our system. We don't often get those from our food sources. Unfortunately, our diets have changed, and so we need to supplement these oftentimes. So looking at a good probiotic, and of course, we're here to help you with that. I'm not going to dig deep into that. Maybe at a future, we'll go a little bit deeper on the different types of probiotics, bacteria that are in these. But using a probiotic for most people helps to start to calm and soothe the lining of the gut and the inflammation. Another one I'm just going to throw in as a bonus feature is something something called L-glutamine. L-glutamine, it's an amino acid that I use personally. I use probiotics. I always talk about stuff that I use first, and then we can dig deeper into what other people need over and above that. But glutamine is, it's almost a go-to for everyone I meet nowadays, because it works so well with calming our gut system. And then the other one was enzymes. Enzymes are in all of our raw foods, but when we start to cook them, we lose those enzymes. They start to evaporate, we cook them down, and so we don't have access to them anymore. So if you are eating a diet of primarily cooked food, not enough raw food, you're not replenishing your enzymes. Our body does have a finite of digestive enzymes when it's born. If we use them up, later in life, we end up with certain diseases that cause some acid burning and, irritation to our esophagus and our internal lining. So we want to add in enzymes. Specifically, proteolytic and protease enzymes are often used in the skincare industry topically. If you look at your ingredients, you'll see that they have enzymes in there. So the topical enzymes can feed the topical biome, but we also need to address this from the inside out so that we can create healthy cells that are pushing everything out through the skin. They have the ability to push the toxins and things out through the skin, helping us to be healthier both inside and outside. So what are you using for supplements? Looking at your enzymes, your probiotics, and your collagen are the big ones. How are you supporting your health with your herbs, your essential oils, and the foods that you eat? Any other thoughts on enzymes and probiotics?
No, that's a lot to cover in our little short plant power half hour here. But if you want to go in deeper, you can always reach out to us and find out more specifics related to your individual needs.
For sure. We want to support our liver and our gut because things that are showing up on our skin may have come from stress on those two organs. So, and those organs are affected by the daily stresses of life, not just our food, but the emotions that we're experiencing, the stress that we're experiencing through work. All of those things can affect our internal organs, and then that shows up, as Paula said, as signs and alarms and warning signals of, hey, my body needs attention, so let's give it some attention. Let's wrap this baby up. I'm glad we covered a lot of things, but you can absolutely go back and watch the replay. I talk really fast. I know it's like being in front of a fire hose, but I wanted to give you things to start researching, to start looking at. When you're looking at your dinner plate, are you seeing the things that we mentioned on your breakfast, lunch, and dinner plates? If not, how do we start incorporating just 1 or 2 or 3 of these foods over the next couple of months during the summer months when things are fresh and we have access to them? Step out of your comfort zone, try some new things, improve the condition of your body from the inside out.
Absolutely.
All right, wait, do we have a topic for next week, Paula?
It'll have to be a surprise.
I love it. I love surprises. So we're going with a surprise topic. Stay tuned. You'll have to log in live to find out what no, the replay's always up. You can always find the replay if we don't have it. All right. I think that's a wrap. We're going to let you go. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we did cover a lot of stuff. Feel free to reach out to either of us, send us a private message. We'll pop on a call and we can answer further questions about this stuff or connect you into resources of where you can find some of these products that we've talked about. All right, everybody, have a great day. Thanks so much.